What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? I'm looking at the comments here. I see Miss Beautiful Iris is here. Awesome, awesome. And I just want to start by offering my most sincere condolences. I know that when we're working on these projects, we have to put love into it. We got to put our correct energy into it to make sure that it is conveying the right energy once it's transferred to that special person that's going to wear or behold this image in some way. So I always like to preface that before I even start working on a remembrance design. Y'all know how I do. So without further ado, Ms. Iris, we're going to go ahead and work on this. Now, I will be giving you the full Photoshop version of this file. So in the comments, if there's something that you need to edit, definitely let me know. I'll be asking you questions along the way. There's a little bit of a delay. So if I ask you, does this look right, or which color, or what words you want to say, you're welcome to type those words into the chat and make it your own design and experience. So once we're done with this, I'll send a flattened version of it just so that you'll have it if you need it immediately that way. And then you'll also have the editable version. Okay. And I just want to say to everyone else, hey y'all, I miss y'all. I know I've been working super, super hard, but I appreciate you all dearly. Definitely been working on some things that I can't wait to share with you all. Okay. So, and once we're done with this session, I'm going to stick around for a little bit because I know whenever y'all can catch me live, we usually end up with a whole bunch of questions and that sort of thing. So I'll be happy to stick around afterwards and take some questions, or if y'all want to see anything, kind of address those things, okay? What's up, Tanya, Sharon, T, Latrice, Vaughn, Kalinda, Harrison family, Mrs. A. Crafts. I see y'all and I thank y'all for attending. And let's see if we can do everything start to bottom for this template. I know I've made a whole video on this, but we do the template edit option for you. And then when you all ask to see them live, if we're able to do them live, then I can do it live, show you how you would edit it yourself, and then you have this video to come back to later if you want to take a stab at doing it yourself, because I certainly would rather teach you to fish than to give you a fish. I know it sounds opposite of what a business probably should do, is just sell the graphics, but I really want to sell the confidence in yourself. So once you see this and we get through it, I'm very, very certain that you'll at least play with it, and you'll probably on the first try be able to do your next image all on your own. Okay, all right, let's get it. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the details in the photo. So I'm going to first start out with remove BG, and let's go ahead and log it in. We have 2 photos, and before I get started with this template, I'm going to go ahead and do my save as. So I make sure I don't save over my original version, which I have done that before. Alright, so we'll save that version. And Iris, I'm looking over at the comments, so anytime you see something that you either want to see changed or you have any comment about absolutely anything, just shoot me a message in the chat, okay? Kalinda, you're absolutely welcome. I love sharing, especially this type of stuff. Absolutely love it. It is what I was born to do, as I've been told several times. Okay, so we're gonna try the remove BG because it saves a lot of time and energy for me. There are actually some improved features in Photoshop that help to select the subject as well. But I just like to show you all this because it doesn't really involve a lot of tweaking. If it does it right and it does it right the first time, it saves plenty of time, especially when you have a lot of different images to pull in. And this one did a really nice image. And this is a beautiful image too, Iris. This one came out really nice. You know, a lot of times we do images and sometimes they don't come out so clean because they're low quality images. But we're definitely able to work with these. These are beautiful images. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at that smile. It's making me smile. So let's download these two images and we'll figure out how to compile them. I don't know how it's going to work quite yet. We usually figure that out pretty much as we go along. And I call these 10-minute templates because ordinarily you're able to edit the templates within 10 minutes. And I'm downloading the high resolution version of it. So when you get this file, you'll have the high resolution version of the cutouts as well. All right, make sure I got the HD version of both of those. Yes, okay. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and change out the main image here. So I'm going to right click, choose the photo. And now that I have the photo selected, whenever I drag and drop, this is hard. I don't know which image to bring in. I think I'm going to bring in this one as the main image, and then we'll see which one we want to keep. And let me know, Iris. I can hide the cell phones unless if you want to see the cell phone, let me know. But I can kind of make sure it doesn't really show by masking it out and making the wings just there. Let me know. And then I'm going to bring the other image in, but I'm going to bring it in at the very back and see how we're going to bring this in, whether we're going to layer it on top or make it the main image. Okay, so I can make this the main image and still put wings on it. I have some sideways wings that come off the side. You just let me know which one you like better as the main image, and I'm going to kind of show you what each one looks like as the main image. Honestly, I think this works, but you let me know. I'll fade off the bottom of the image once we figure out our good placement. I want to see the cross there on his necklace. I think that's going to be a little relevant message there. And then, of course, if he loves music and is into music, that's a really good focal image. Oh, I understand, Iris. I know this is very much, especially images, and I'll tell y'all a story. I had to go through this again a couple weeks ago when I was doing my dad's funeral programs and his portrait and a video. I produced a video. This was 10 years ago. I think I was 26 years old at the time. And just going through the photos just really took me through some major emotions. So imagine this for yourself too, that it's almost elevating because you're commemorating this person's spirit through an image that everyone will love. When I tell you people ran up to me, we ran out of funeral programs. We ran out of space in the funeral home. There were people lined up outside for my dad's funeral, and people still weeks later asked if they could order the funeral program because it was so beautiful. It was so, so much heart and love put into it, and they wanted something that commemorated him, and it was that beautiful of a piece of work that they wanted the program to even frame it. So I can imagine that this is very, very emotional, but also very empowering for the people who want something to hold on to visually celebrate this young man every single day. So I greatly understand it, and I thank you so much for sharing this opportunity and trusting us with this opportunity to commemorate this beautiful spirit. And we're gonna rock it out. I promise you that. I promise you that. All right, so let's see details we're gonna put in here. So we want to make sure that we don't get anything wrong. We want to make sure that all our spellings are exactly correct. Because when it comes down to it, these, more than anything else, the remembrance projects really mean a lot to me, and I don't want to miss a beat. So I don't want to misspell a name. I don't want to get a date wrong. So I copy and paste everything, just to make sure that for something like this, we're not going to put any misinformation. Because sometimes people are you know, in a mode, in a moment, and they won't notice something like the year is wrong, or the name might be spelled wrong, and then we go mass producing that, and it ends up ruining the moment. So best thing we can do for that, and this is for ourselves, for your own personal projects, for your clients, is to make sure you have the information from the right source and you just copy and paste it. Okay, so I'm going to double click here to copy and paste on this sunset and sunrise here, and I'm going to copy straight from the text. And if I type it out, I'm still going to copy it and paste it first, and then I'll type it out. If you want me to type out the numbers, like I'm sorry, the month, March 12th, 1987. You let me know what you like better, if you like it typed out or if you like the numbers with the slashes, and I'm going to wait on what your reply is there, Iris. When I do paper programs, I use this paper. It is kind of like what they call magazine print paper. It's like a glossy paper, and it's not a heavy weight, but it's a good enough weight where it's easy to fold, and it still has a nice gloss to it. And then I laser print them. To take them to a laser printer. You can even take them to Kinko's and print them. I'll tell you the real story from my dad's funeral. We actually started the graphics business basically a year before he passed away, as a family, because we're all artists. That's why it's called Innate Lab, because it's just something that's innately within us. So, and my dad's taught us, he raised us as a single dad, so he's taught us how to do artwork by hand. Then we got into the computer graphics, etc. So for his program, I literally had to go to Best Buy and purchase two Epson Workforce printers the night before the funeral, because we wanted everything to be so nice. It was photographic prints, and they weren't printing fast enough. So yeah, we had to buy two printers, and back then the Workforce 30s, it was as expensive to buy the printers as it was for the ink. So I bought two printers for the same price as it would have been for two sets of ink, if that makes any sense. So yeah, we were up all night printing, and that's what I'm saying. This sort of thing, it gave me purpose. It gave me something to keep my energy on. It gave me something to kind of hold on to for that day, because Lord knows it was the toughest day of my entire life. And I guess I was prepared because I had something to hold on to. I had some projects, and just like anything else in life, I had something to do. So this, as a matter of fact, this very image, if you needed to do a canvas or something, this will be a beautiful image to put on the canvas, Iris. Okay, so we are typing out the month. I got you, love. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this, but before I do, I'm just making sure March 12th, 1987, I retyped it correctly, so that when I delete it, I'm not afraid that I made any mistake there. And I know this is very fresh, love. This is really fresh, and I'm very sorry for your loss. 3rd and 2021. And let me know, do you want me to keep the words sunrise and sunset? If not, let me know and I can definitely change that for you. Now, on this template, it just has the words here. So if we're going to add the name, what I'll do is I'll grab the text here for forgotten, and I'm going to Alt, click and drag. So it's going to make a copy of that. And I'm going to copy the name from the text here. And when I double click on it, I can paste the name and it replaces that text. And we're just going to Control T to transform and resize that. And we'll do a little bit of shifting too, because once we put the name on here, we need a little bit more space down here in this area. So we're just going to shift everything up a little bit. And like I said, I want to make sure our cross shows there. And then I'm going to reduce, Control T is going to allow me to transform the text here. I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller so it doesn't compete so much with the name. And let's move our little dove. And you see, instead of me searching for these little elements on the layers panel, I just right click on the artboard. It tells me everything that I'm touching. And usually the first thing that I'm touching is up top. So that's my dove. It'll tell me everything that I'm touching right now when I right click on it. That way I don't have to search through all the layers and try to figure it out. Although I do try to name everything to make it easier for you. Still, if I click on the image, I can see, okay, that's the name of the photo there. There we go. And speaking of which, since I'm on this photo, I'm going to go ahead and fade off the bottom down here so it looks really soft and natural. So we're just going to go ahead and add a layer mask. We'll grab the paintbrush here, and I'm hitting Control Alt, and then I'm going to right click, and I'm moving my mouse from left to right. You can do up to down, makes it softer or harder if you notice that. I'm going to make sure it's a really soft brush, so my hardness is going to be 0. And then I'm going to drag it to the left to make it a little bit smaller. I want it to be a big, healthy brush, because what I'm going to do is I have a white layer mask, and white reveals everything. Black conceals. Just like if you're thinking about that nice dress, that white dress is going to reveal every little curve, right? That black dress will be a little forgiving. It'll hide some stuff. So we're going to take our black and we're going to just wipe it down here to the bottom to hide that hard edge. We're just slowly kind of painting it away, but it's all still there. If you look at the layer mask here, that black represents what we're hiding. And if we turn this off, we still have all of our original pixels there. So we have not permanently deleted anything. It's still there. That's going to be your best friend layer mask, okay? Okay. Did I lie? It should be the third. It should be the third. You're right. I'm so glad I have y'all. And see, this is exactly why I don't like typing stuff. I'll tell you that right now. And here's another thing. We're gonna go ahead and do a spell check too. Just so I can show you how to spell check in Photoshop. I appreciate that. All right, so the date is the 3rd. See how easy it is to mistype something even though you're looking at it? Now, I'm going to make sure that everything's spelled correctly too and show you all that Photoshop does have a spelling feature. Let's go to Edit and check spelling. I'm going to make sure that everything is good. All right, and we're going to ignore any spellings of names because I copied and pasted that, so that should be good to go. And that's good because sometimes you might misspell something like January or February. February is one of my favorite months to spell. I don't know if you can sense the sarcasm there. I have to say things exactly how they're spelled, not how stated. So when I spell words, I'll say stuff like February, I'll say knife. Becca use is how I learned when I was a kid how to spell because. So if you ever hear me say something funny, it's because I'm reminding myself of how to spell it. All right, so I think we have everything fitting on here now. Now let's make sure our composition looks good. I'm gonna go Control 0. And really and truly, that's how quick you can change things out. But I'm going to do something extra. You know, I'm always going to do a little bit extra when it comes to our Remembrance designs. Let's definitely go in here where the cell phone is. Okay, the same way we did a layer mask to fade off the bottom of this image, we're going to do a layer mask on this image, and we're going to clean up where the phone is. So let's do a layer mask. And I think I'll even bring these wings up a little bit. So they look like they're really up there on his back and kind of hovering over his shoulders. Okay, so we just have a little bit of that foam to remove now. I'm going to grab my paintbrush. I have black loaded up on the paintbrush, and I need to make sure that I'm on the layer mask for the photo. And this brush is a little too big, so I'm going to Control Alt, and I'm dragging it to the left so I can make the brush size smaller. And I'm just going to paint away that foam so you'll never know it was there. Okay. And then I have to turn off the visibility for that image behind it. Okay, so let's see. So Iris, so far, what do you think about the colors? Do you want the colors of the text to remain gold? Also, I think, I'm going to reduce the size of the wings just a little bit so we can see a little bit more of the gate. And then I can really see that sunshine behind. Kind of pulls the images together. And even though we can't see the bottom of the image, I'm going to go ahead and fade off the bottom of the image as well, just in case we have any hard lines anywhere. So I'm just looking at the bottom of the image. I have the layer mask selected, and I'm just fading off the bottom of the image there. Oh, Iris, thank you. So let's see, is this the text that you want? Is this the colors that you want? Anything that you can foresee changing? Because literally, this is something that as long as you're kind of keeping it simple, we can do these types of transitions designs within about 10 to 15 minutes. But of course, I take my time with you all because I know that number one, this is just one of those special type of projects, and number two, you all might want to see something demonstrated. So if you need to see a color change or anything, don't hesitate to ask me. I will definitely oblige. And now we have a little delay here, so awesome, awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this as is, but um, Iris, I'm gonna save it. And I thought, did you say you needed to change any words? Let's see. I think you told me, I'm not sure if this is the one that you said somebody may have wanted to change words later. If you need to change the words, just type it in the chat and I will do that for you so you don't have to do that. I'll even, if you want me to keep these words and make an alternate version with the words, I can show you how to do that, and then I'll have both sets of text for you. Okay, so right now the text is all in one folder, right? Oh, that's so sweet, guys. And this is our work now. It's not just my work. This is our work. I promise you. Because quite literally, I think the way that this even came about, Erica, who is our admin. I don't know, is E in the building? Y'all know Erica. Her Facebook name is Erica Kane on our group, and she's so wonderful. That was our first real night, like all night session we had, because she had her design done by someone that really it was for her cousin, and it was just a bad experience. And she came to me in the final hour. It was like literally midnight, and like, hey, this happened, and I need something by the morning. And we pulled it together that night. We really connected, and ever since then, she's been my ride or die. So that's one of the stories that kind of brought about the real growth of Innate Lab and the Academy, because at the time she had no intention on learning Photoshop, none at all. And because we did the Remembrance shirt, and then of course she wanted to pay me back and help me out. And lo and behold, she's probably one of my best students now. And even a coach. She's a coach. She coaches others how to do things, and never intended to learn Photoshop. Okay. Okay, so let's do this. Let's keep the gone but not forgotten, and then I'll make an alternate version for you that says in loving memory, okay? So let me show you how to do that. And you'll have this for the future if you want to kind of take some time and maybe visit this at a later time. So I'm going to keep the images all the same. That's that whole group there. And let me find my text. So I'm going to take this folder that says text, and I'm going to call this one Gone but Not Forgotten. And then I'm going to duplicate this group. Okay, that means it's going to make a copy of it. I'm going to turn off the old version, or the original version, and then I'm going to put, how about this? Let's take off the Gone, and then let's take the but not. And this is what I do all the time. If I change my text, I just copy the existing text and just change it around, but then I always have my original there. So this one we're going to put in loving memory. And honestly, I think I'll do this one, the forgotten. I'll put that one in loving. And then the block text, let's put that one as memory. And I'm going to do another spell check, because when I type things, I should have just copied and pasted it, but I like to do a little something called typography, which is where you play with the way that you use the text. And text is a design tool as well. It's called typography, literally. So the art of type. So I'll sometimes mix up whether I put my script somewhere versus a block font, try to add a little contrast in the text, but I usually don't like to use more than 3 different fonts in any particular design, because it can sometimes get a little messy. But there we have it. And then what I'm going to do now, since this one is a little bit different as far as the composition, since all the words are heavier at the bottom, I'm going to raise this image up just a little bit. Like I said, still want to see the cross there. There we go. And then I don't want anything touching his face, so I'm going to take the in loving memory, and I'm going to call this folder in loving memory. And then that way you can kind of toggle between the two and see which one you like better. Get a little bit smaller for this one. There we go. And you'll notice I have a lot of space around the edge here. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the white background so you'll see what this looks like in white. And I always put a funky color in the background just so I can see if anything crazy is kind of hanging off the page. I'll take that dove and kind of move it a little bit here. Make sure nothing crazy is hanging off the artboard. And then I'm going to show it to you on white. So let's do solid color fill, white. And then this is what it would look like on white. So you don't see the checkerboard, it doesn't confuse you. You have a nice kind of cloudy frame here. And this is a layer mask, if you see that there. So if you were to do this on canvas, you just disable that layer mask. You don't even have to do it on canvas. You can print it on large, like 11 by 17 paper or 13 by 19 paper, really nice paper, and frame it. Okay. You know, something that I've done, and this is a beautiful beautiful project that I did for one of my best friends. Especially, you know, we're always doing this kind of stuff at the last minute. I don't even know if you can call it last minute. It is the minute, like the minute that it needs to be in hand. And I didn't have any specialty paper. I didn't have any like large paper. So what I did is I had some satin fabric, and I printed it out to fit an 11. I had a beautiful 11 by 17 matted down, so it was like 13 by 19 or something like that, but it was matted down to 11 by 17, and it had this really pretty gold trim on the inside of the mat. So I did an image very similar to this, and then I just pressed it onto the costume satin fabric that I got from Walmart. It was like $2 a yard. And that little $2 piece of fabric, I was able to make several different quote unquote canvases, but it was really just satin fabric. And then it had this beautiful sheen to it. It didn't look like regular paper. And I was also able to make a what do they call, a pocket square to match it. So the pocket square had the images of the family on it, and the pocket square was into the jacket, and all the kids loved it because it was for their dad. So it's things like that where I want you to learn about these templates and how to use them, but also how you can use them in different ways to just really make the people around you happy. Okay, so that one was shirt. It was a beautiful portrait that we did on some, we called it silk fabric, but y'all know it's just polyester satin. And then we also did a pocket square, and everyone was in love with that little pocket square because in his pocket he had his family with him. So that was another story. I just get on here and just be talking. Oh Lord. Oh, look at my best friend here. That's my best friend, y'all. It's Kim D850. That's my baby. Oh, she's on one of my lives. It's the first. I'm all embarrassed now. She is on Instagram as Kim D8502. Very, very inspirational, very funny, very just all around person that you gonna want to be your best friend, but you can't have her because she's my best friend. Okay, so Iris, you're going to be printing from Silhouette. You can print from any program that you want to. My suggestion is to print from Photoshop only because, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that I send this to you as a PNG so you can print it from any program. If you only use Photoshop for one thing, and that's managing your colors. So when you have an image that you're ready to print and you tell Photoshop the proper printing parameters, which I have a video just for that, you're going to get consistent results when it comes to colors and sublimation. If you're doing sublimation with any other, or printing with any other program, you may have issues with color matching and that sort of thing. So that's why I say if you don't use Photoshop for anything else but to like just learn how to print with the proper color profiles and have your stuff very consistent every time, it's worth it for that much. And then what's going to happen is you're going to start to unlock all of these different ways that you can design and tweak this and that there, and you're going to be one of our Photoshop babies very soon, I'm sure of that. But I'm going to make sure that I give it to you in a way that you can print it tonight if you need to, okay? Because I know how this thing is. You probably don't have the time to learn something right now. You need it ready to go, okay? So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to turn off the background if I want to save it as a PNG because I want to see the checkerboard so that I make sure it's transparent. So we're going to go to File, Save As, and I'm going to put a number 2 at the end of this one so we'll know that that's version 2. And I'm going to go ahead and save it as a PNG. Now what I'm going to do for you, Iris, I'm going to send you the Photoshop file so at any given time when things settle down and you have some clarity and some moment to take on a project, you'll have this file that you can work on, okay? And Natanya, all right, well, I have an academy if you really want to learn Photoshop. I'm going to tell y'all about it when I finish saving this, because one thing I can't do is 2 things at a time and multitask. Y'all saw while I was telling my story, I'm sitting here using my hands and not even touching anything on the computer, so I can't even tell a story and work at the same time. So when I'm done, remind me to tell you about the Academy, because at the Academy, that's all we do. Is teach you how to use Photoshop. We go through these templates step by step. We do live classes where I can see your screen, all of that, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and switch up the text here. And I'm going to do File, Save As. I'm going to save this one as a PNG as well. And this one I'm going to put a 1, just so we know it's different. And then one thing I forget to do while I'm designing, which I tell during class, I call it the save dance. Everybody do the save dance. We got to do File, Save. Otherwise, Photoshop might disappoint you and ruin your whole night when it shuts down a project you worked on for hours. Oh, Iris, you're in the Academy. Awesome. You just joined this week. Cool. Well, you're gonna love the project that we're working on this Sunday if you're able to do the live. And I'll talk to y'all about that in just a second. As a matter of fact, we're gonna go ahead and do our demonstration tonight for the class for Sunday. So once we end this live, I'll show y'all that demo. Okay. All right. So that one's saved, and let me go ahead and let's go. Here we go. So I'm dropping that to your email now, Iris, so you will have that in hand. One thing about me, I kind of have to do things on the spot. But in the meantime, if you have, or if anyone has any questions or anything, y'all are welcome to go ahead and shoot those at me while I pretend to multitask. So I gotta be quiet for like 1 minute so I can send this file. All right, so files are loading, and make sure everything is good here. All right, next thing that I was going to tell you all about, I'm going to tell you about the Academy, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull up what we're going to be learning. Oh, I'm not logging in. I'm just showing y'all the Academy. So the Academy is 2 different memberships. I call the $60 a month membership the VIP. And the VIP, the difference between the $30 a month and $60 a month is that for the VIP, you can attend the live courses at no additional charge, okay? Now, when you are a $30 member, you can attend the live courses kind of a la carte, meaning you can buy each course, but you get it at a discount because you're still a member. If you're not a member at all, you can still purchase courses a la carte. So for instance, These are all individual courses. This is the one we did last session. We did the peace, love, you know, custom design, and the video of that course is included when you purchase the course, so it's pre-recorded. Now we also have live courses. The live course that we're doing this upcoming session, I'm going to show you that in just a little bit, but with the live sessions, you're able to not only design right along with us, but you get to share your screen. We do it through Zoom, so you can share your screen. I can see exactly what your problem is, where you may have gotten stuck, help you out of the mud, and then on top of that, if I absolutely have to, I can take over the mouse and fix whatever happened on your screen, or help you see how to execute whatever we're doing in class directly on your screen. So that's the difference between a live class and pre-recorded. The live classes are almost like one-on-one sessions. I can see your screen. I can even help you control your screen if need be. But for the most part, you're getting that live in real time help throughout the entire process. Now the sessions are 3-hour long sessions. Sometimes they end up a little bit more if my people want to do some extra. And throughout that whole process, everyone ends up with a final project by the end of class. So it's not like I'm teaching you, hey, I'm going to give you an image of an apple and we're going to cut the apple out today, and then you have an image of an apple you're never going to use. Every single time you come to the class, you come with a final project in mind. It's either something that you want to see done for yourself, or it's something that you may already have a client or an order for. Okay, so you should be able to, as soon as we're done with class, shut things down, show a mock-up somewhere on your social media, and make a sale. That's precisely what this academy is supposed to be about. So you hit the ground running. Anytime we do a class, I promise you, anytime we do a class, you're able to make a sale immediately after that class, because if you put yourself out there, you put the work out there, I guarantee you somebody's going to ask you for it. Okay? And I'm just scrolling through some of the past classes that we've done, and I'll explain to you what the membership is. So for the $30 and the $60 a month membership, you automatically have access to 4 classes like this very, very second that you join. So you get access to class number 101, okay? 101 it comes with free brushes, and it comes with everything that you need. So you don't have to buy any of my templates in order to do the class. It's going to come with the template for free, okay? So this one comes with the paint brushes for free. It's $20 paint brushes. It comes with a free font, which is this little repeat font here. And then 102, you get that as well. This one, it even comes with the characters here, the cartoon characters. And we go through the whole session of how to make it a 13 by 19 versus the all over, how to change the colors, how to change out the characters. You'll learn all of that, but you get the template for free. This one is very, very popular. Probably one of the most used templates that I see that people get a lot of use out of. That's very, very easy to change out, and that's the airbrush template. Okay. As a matter of fact, I haven't really seen anything out there like it, and that's the reason why I created it, because I used to do the flea market, and at the flea market, you know, people want airbrush. So they used to always come up to me and say, hey, do you airbrush? I'm like, obviously, I'm sitting here with a printer and a computer at the flea market and a heat press, and they're asking me, do I airbrush? So I got the request so much that I said, well, you know what? Technically, I could do sublimation, so I can make it look like airbrush, and I did my best to kind of mimic what an airbrush would look like. Okay, and the funny thing is, I used to airbrush way back in the day. My dad taught my brother and I how to airbrush. All right, so you also get number 104. That's the last template that you'll get automatically upon entering the academy. And this one's a cool one. It's got like a neon look to it. You can change out the characters, text, image, etc. You learn how to do all that in the class, and it comes with the template for free. Okay, so after that, every 7 days, you're going to unlock the next course. So once you join the academy, you're going to automatically get 30, 30, 30, and 30. So it's 120. You'll get $120 worth of the templates with the classes immediately. And then 7 days later, you'll unlock a new $30 course. 14 days later, you'll unlock the next one. And 21 days later, the next one. So basically every week that you're enrolled in the program, you'll get a new class unlocked for you. Okay. And I even did something new. So we're going to test it out, see how it works. So for the $30 or $60 members, the $60 members, let's say there's a course you just joined and you got up to your 105, but you really, really, really want the last one we did. So let's say, or this hoodie one, like this is a popular one people wanted to get early. Like, Shannon, I don't want to wait till it unlocks. How can I get it now? I just recently made it so that you can save 67% on any course. If you want it early, you can buy the course early. You save 67% if you're a $30 member. And if you're a VIP member, meaning that you're on the $60 a month plan, you save 75%. So I can't just make it free because then anybody can enroll at any point in time and download all the courses, and that wouldn't be fair either. So I basically made it to where as long as you're a member, you get deep discounts if you want to unlock a session early. Okay. And sometimes you will want to unlock a session early because it'll be something that is just really relevant. You know, you can make some money off of this if you go ahead and lock this in right now. Okay. Same thing with the live courses. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do for the live course upcoming. But when we do a live course, the $60 a month members can join the live course and you use your coupon. So basically you're able to join the live course for free. And it's on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Sundays, if you can vibe with us at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I usually make sure I make that time for you at least 4 times a month. So I try to do at least 4 weeks every month. And we'll do whatever the session is, we'll do it together. So $60 members get to do it for free. The $30 members, you have the option to use that same coupon code. You can use it towards a live course. Okay. And Iris, if you do upgrade it, it will, I believe I saw this before. If you upgrade to the $60 a month membership, I think it prorates it. So it'll charge the 60, but it'll end up giving you credit for or refunding you for whatever part of the time that you were at the $30 level. Okay. And some of you may not, if you don't do the live classes at all, then that's where the difference is between the $60 class and the $30 class. $60 class allows you to attend the sessions live, and you get a 75% discount on any of the pre-recorded versions. So it just depends on, and I try to make something for everybody. For $30 a month, literally you get 4 templates with classes. That's $120 value that you're getting for $30 every month just by being a part of the academy. And then of course for $60 a month, you're getting double that value because if you were to take a live class, they're $60 and not $30. So I really did my best to build in this is my version of, stimulus. I usually do a half off sale too, once a month. That's my version of stimulating the economy and investing in you all and making sure that y'all have tools where you can hit the ground running when it comes to producing really, really dynamic artwork. And sorry, I'm taking a little time of reading y'all's comments and stuff right now. That's a very good question, Natanya. And let me know if I'm saying your name incorrectly. Definitely correct me because I want to make sure I'm getting that right. Any 100 level course that you see, like you have 120, 121, they're all beginner level courses, meaning that as long as you have Photoshop installed on your computer, and if you click on a course, it'll tell you what you need. Let's click on this one for instance. The homework checklist. I just want you to go through that, make sure that you understand it. I prefer that you have dual screens, but you don't need to have dual screens. You can have one device that you view the session on. You can have another device where you are simply working on your Photoshop, and that's where you're going to share your Zoom session so we can see. And sorry, I meant to See how I uploaded these files and then I didn't even hit send? That's my life in a nutshell. Anyhow, so Iris, I did go ahead and send you that file. I had to just hit the send button if you were wondering where that email was. Um, so yeah, if you go through the homework, make sure you understand what's really expected and required. I even created little videos so that you know how to install a font that we need for the session if we require fonts to install. In most sessions, I tell you exactly what font to install. Of course, you need to make sure Photoshop is installed. People ask me, oh, well, which Photoshop do I need? Because you need real Photoshop, not Photoshop Elements. So the $9.99 a month version that says the photography version, that one is the one that you need right there. Show you how to make sure Zoom is installed. I have a little video for that. So basically, I tell you everything that you need before class starts, including how to download the course files. Once we get the class started, we're all learning together. If it's a 100 level course, that is considered a beginner's level course. So any of these courses, and we haven't started 200 level courses yet. We're going to start that this month. We're going to start doing at least one 200 level course every month for my intermediate users who have been rocking with me through all these classes and they're ready for some challenges. We're going to do more advanced Photoshop techniques. Okay. So, cool. Yeah, and it used to be a requirement to have two screens, but we made it to where the classes are smaller now. So we don't have to, because I had a limit to how many Zoom seats I could have at one time. So now you can have up to 2 Zoom seats. So you could use your iPad to Zoom and view it, or another computer to Zoom and view it. And then you can use your main computer to do your Photoshop and use a Zoom seat there. So everybody's allowed to use 2 Zoom seats now. Cool. And Natanya, if you want to see what one of the classes looks like, let me I'm gonna show you. Let's see. I think I did a leaked class. I think I did 2 leaked classes. Let me see if I can find that for you. I'm gonna go to maybe I didn't call them leaked classes. But I just want to show you that I've actually put a whole Academy course on here without the content, of course, but it shows you how we end up going through. Like, I do a video, and I'm about to do a video in a little bit. If y'all want to stick around, literally, I'm going to do it in 10 minutes. But it's going to be showing you what the upcoming class is. So stick around for that, and I think that will help you understand kind of what the class does, okay? So if you're able to stay up a little while longer, I don't know what time it is where you are, I'll do that video within the next 10 minutes, okay? And before I do a session, usually at least 24 hours before I do a session, I do one of these live demonstrations because it basically lets you know what you're going to get yourself into that Sunday, okay? All right, so as a matter of fact, we are going to do that in just a bit. How many classes are there per month? So for live classes, I do my best to schedule 4 Sundays out of the month, okay? So like this last Sunday, I didn't do this last Sunday because we had 5 Sundays this particular month. So we'll do a class every Sunday this month. Iris, no, I'm gonna have to close down this session and start up a new one. But as long as you're on the Innate Lab page, it'll tell you that I'm doing a new live. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and set that up now. Plus, I need to go grab me a water so I don't get on here with the dry throat and be coughing and hacking on y'all. So I'll do that. And then that way, if y'all have questions even about that class or that template, we'll be able to talk it out. Okay. And Iris, you are so welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate the trust and for you willing to do this live. I know it's hard, but it helps others too. So thank you. Okay. All right, love. So let's see. It is 9:02 right now. Let me go ahead and set up this video for 9:10, and we will discuss the project for this Sunday. I'm excited because y'all are gonna love this. It's doing a mock-up. Okay, mock-up where you can change the shoes out, change the colors of the shoes, change the jeans, change the color of the jeans. It's gonna be so dope. I know y'all been asking me for what you really need to make your businesses run, and I am taking heed to that. And starting January, everything we do is going to be building your business, okay? All right. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if Kim is still here, but Kim, if you're still here, you might want to join me on this one because this next class was actually made for you, with you as inspiration, okay? So let's get it. So give me till 9:10, all right? So it's 9:03 right now. So I'll check back in about 5 minutes, okay? All right. I don't know if y'all are going to be joining me back. So if not, I'm going to tell y'all I love y'all for real. And for now, till next time, bye.